The other thing is that you cannot be like the regular programmed woman. You cannot be like the woman who has been programmed to suppress her sexuality, to see it as bad, to see it as evil, to see it as wicked and something wrong. To the programmed woman who is never comfortable in her own body, never comfortable in her own sexuality, is afraid to wear clothes that express her sexuality, is afraid to be sexual, is afraid to enjoy sex and demand for things during sex, is afraid to, yeah, express this part of her. You have to be willing to separate yourself. And it's not going to come without consequences. You know, you're going to hear things like people are going to call you a whore, this Jezebel, a prostitute, this, that, and all that nonsense that, you know, weak men and even some women, you know, call you because they are scared of it. You have to understand this part, you know, and this is what's going to make it easier for you to be able to stand fully in your sexuality, and separate yourself and understand that this is a natural thing. You are a sexual woman, you are a sexual being. You know, suppressing it is not why it was given to you. Understand, know who you are. That's what I mean. Also understand when people come after you and call you certain things to try to belittle you or to try to make you see yourself as wrong, or to try to make you doubt yourself. Understand that they are scared of it. Your sexual power, the woman's sexual power, is a potent force. It can take down nations. It can take down, you know, the mightiest of the mightiest men. And so the patriarchy has from the very beginning been very invested in suppressing this part of the female, of the feminine. Has been very, very invested in crushing it or keeping it inactive or keeping it suppressed, like I keep saying, because it is a powerful force. And so you have to understand. You have to understand that. Just understand that that's why they're doing it. You know, they're just scared of it, and a lot of women are. A lot of women are scared of their own sexual power, which is why we ourselves shame ourselves, or we allow a man to shame us. You know, which is the most absurd thing that I just don't understand. I just don't get it. A man shaming you for your nature, a man shaming you for something that he himself engages in, something that he actually maybe expresses more than even you. But when you are like that, when you are comfortable in your sexuality, then they want to shame you and call you a whore or call you a prostitute, but they don't call themselves whores. And the reason why a man is able to do that is because you shame yourself. You know, if you're not ashamed of something, it's very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for someone to shame you about it. You know, the only way someone can shame you is when you are ashamed of it. So that's the main thing. Just understand the reason why, the consequence when you separate yourself, when you stop thinking like the regular woman who is scared of being called a whore, scared of being called a prostitute, scared of being called whatever nonsense they call women who own their sexuality. It's gonna become with that consequence. That's the first consequence that's gonna come. You have to not be scared of people calling you a whore, and you just take it down to be a foolish thing. You know, I'm sitting here on this video, the videos that I've made in the past, and I know that all the videos that I'm gonna be making, weak men are gonna be calling me a whore. They've already called me a whore, called me whatever. I don't actually care. I don't care because I know why they're doing it. It's just a scary thing. It's a scary thing to be confronted with a woman who is comfortable in her sexuality, because a woman who is comfortable in her sexuality is a threat. Is seen as a threat to a weak man. That's how a weak man processes that. He processes that as, if she is sexual and I see her being sexual, and especially if I see her being sexual with other men, and I know that I can't have her, To me, what that says about me is that I am weak and I'm a loser. So that's how they process it. So that's why they come up with all these words to call you whatever. So you have to stop caring. And that's also another thing. You have to stop caring about it. You have to stop being affected and bothered by it. And just know where it's coming from. It's coming from weakness. That's like I keep saying. So yeah, so you cannot think like the regular programmed woman. You cannot be scared of that word. You have to know also what that word where that word emanated from, which I will do in another video. Another, but understand the sentiment when a man calls you a whore or whatever. Understand where it's coming from. Don't be bothered by it. Don't even just laugh at it. Just own your sexuality, point blank, period. So yeah, you cannot think like a regular programmed woman, because the regular programmed woman is scared. That's what she's scared of. She's scared of a man calling her a whore. She's scared of a man or a woman calling her sexual or blah blah blah, as if that's not her nature. So yeah, that's the second thing that you cannot be. You have to separate yourself